Every crypto business faces the same tension. Make onboarding effortless, but keep criminals out. In this topic, we'll walk through KYC, customer due diligence, and enhanced checks, and see how smart design reduces friction while still meeting tough regulatory expectations. Let's ground 3 core ideas you'll hear throughout the course. KYC is simply proving who the customer is, the basic identity check. CDD goes deeper. Why is this customer here, and does their activity make sense? ED is the emergency brake. Extra scrutiny when risk, volume, or complexity noticeably increase. Risk-based means we never treat all customers the same. NovaX and FinBridge look at factors like geography, product complexity, and on-chain behavior to build a risk profile. Higher-risk customers get deeper documentation, more frequent screening, and senior approvals. Lower-risk customers still face controls, but with less friction. And these profiles aren't static. Monitoring and external intelligence continually feed back to upgrade or downgrade risk tiers. You can think of NovaX's onboarding like a mixing desk. One slider is verification depth, another is user friction, and the third is AML and fraud safety. Everyone passes a basic identity baseline. Then, based on risk signals, NovaX decides who gets a smooth, low-touch journey and who triggers extra checks, more documents, or even manual review. For a retail customer at NovaX, the core job is proving a real, legitimate person is behind the account. That starts with checking ID documents for authenticity, then confirming a live person is present rather than a photo or deepfake. Next, NovaX screens that identity against sanctions and PEP lists, and finally scans for negative news. Together, these steps filter out stolen identities and high-risk customers before any trading begins. Risk-tiered KYC lets NovaX and FinBridge avoid a one-size-fits-all approach. Lower risk, small-volume domestic users get simpler checks and tighter limits. As risk increases, cross-border activity, PEPs, high-risk countries, the documentation deepens, and limits rise only with more scrutiny. The crucial part is movement between tiers. Unusual transactions or new negative information should automatically push a customer into a higher-risk band for review. When FinBridge onboards a corporate client, the key question is, who really controls this business and how do they operate? They start with formation documents, shareholders, and licenses. Then they test the business model, products, revenue, and exactly how crypto is used. Finally, they map the geographic footprint to spot high-risk countries and customer bases. Compare that to NovaX's retail users, where the focus is, who is this human? NovaX leans on government IDs, biometrics, and personal wallet history while worrying about spoofing and deepfakes. For FinBridge's corporate clients, the question shifts to, who really controls this entity? That means incorporation documents, UBO registers, licenses, and assessing partner VASPs, with opaque ownership and shell structures as the main risk. When FinBridge partners with a VASP, it's effectively plugging that firm's AML risk directly into its own infrastructure. The goal is to avoid risk contagion. That means checking whether the partner is properly licensed, supervised, and free from serious enforcement actions. It also means assessing their governance and technology, the strength of the MLRO, audit results, screening and monitoring tools, and how they investigate and report suspicious activity. Ultimate beneficial owners are like peeling an onion. Many crypto clients hide behind layers of holding companies, offshore trusts, and nominees. Your job in CDD is to trace that chain, pierce opaque structures, spot red flag jurisdictions, and pinpoint who truly owns or controls the assets. Enhanced due diligence is your zoom-in mode for risk. You trigger it when projected volumes and structures are unusually big or complex, when documents and on-chain behavior don't match, or when activity touches mixers, risky DeFi, sanctions exposure, or politically exposed persons. Here's how NovaX thinks through Alpha Arb. At first, the application looks attractive, but the ownership chain is murky. Then on-chain checks connect their wallets to mixers and risky exchanges. Adverse media links a related firm to past AML failures. That combination triggers serious enhanced due diligence, not a quick decline, and NovaX demands hard evidence before deciding. For high-risk customers or partners, The key principle is shared, documented decision-making. First, the analyst pulls together the enhanced due diligence work and clearly states what residual risks remain. Then the MLRO challenges that view, summarizes the overall risk, and proposes conditions or mitigants. Only after that do senior leaders decide, either decline the relationship or approve it with tight limits, enhanced monitoring, and frequent review. Onboarding is just the start. Strong crypto compliance depends on a loop of continuous vigilance. You keep screening customers against sanctions, PEP lists, and bad news. You monitor transactions and on-chain behavior for risk patterns. And you periodically refresh profiles as their activity, business model, or the wider risk environment changes.